Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. My name is Samantha, and on this channel I share a whole range of things, and one of the things that I really enjoy is cooking, and therefore I decided that I'll be sharing some of my cooking recipes. These are very quick, easy, and I'll try to make things which are versatile, which can be eaten by vegans, vegetarian, omnivores, flexitarians, anybody. So it is one for all. So today I'm going to make a chickpea curry, and this is one of my favorite things. Today I'm just making a chickpea curry, but sometimes I actually add butternut squash, and I'll do a video on that another time, but today it is just the chickpea curries. And I'm using these chickpeas, which are already cooked and in a can. So this is a can that is 400 grams net weight. If you don't like using canned chickpeas, of course you can always get the dry ones, soak them overnight or at least 12 hours and then cook them, and it will be ready to use. The other thing I'm using as well, tomatoes, and I'm just using chopped tomatoes, tinned ones, because they are convenient. Of course you could use fresh ones. And then I've just chopped one medium white onion, more sliced than chopped. And then the spices I'm using, I'll show you these ones in there. And what we have, these little things here, these are cardamom pods. And we've got cinnamon bark. And I don't know if you can see them, but these little things here are cloves. I'll show you what they look like. Get them out. Whoops. Right. So these are the cardamom pods that I'm using, whole ones, and I'm using the whole cloves and some cinnamon sticks. So in terms of the other spices I'm using, I'm going to use this ready mixed spice, which is just a medium curry powder. If you prefer it hot, you can have it hotter. I really like this brand. This video, they're not sponsored by anybody. I'm just showing you one that I really like. And this one here is a really nice mixture, and it already has coriander, turmeric, chili, methi, which is fenugreek, and cumin, so I don't need to add those. Sometimes I might add some garam masala, but I'm not adding that. That's another mixture of spices, but I'm not adding that today. And to the seasoning, just using some salt, and then the herbs I'm using ginger and garlic. So again, for convenience, these have already been minced. If you want to use, fresh ones, you can peel and mince or chop up yourself. That's up to you. And the oil that's in there is this one here, is extra virgin olive oil. You can use any oil that you prefer. If you prefer sunflower oil, rapeseed oil, any oil, it is your preference. So what I've done is I've put about a couple of tablespoons of oil into the pan, heated up the oil, and then put the cinnamon sticks, cardamom pods, and cloves. And this is called tempering the oil. And what you're doing is actually making the spices release their flavor and the aroma. So you know they're ready when the cardamom pods turn lighter, a very pale green, much paler than they already are, and then the cinnamon bark goes a little bit darker. Then you know that it is ready. So the next step is, I'll leave those in there for just now. I'm gonna put the onion in, and now what we're gonna do is just fry the onion, and we're gonna caramelize it. I like caramelizing the onion because that brings out the sweetness, and it just makes the food taste a lot better, because onion can be quite bitter if it's not cooked through. Oh, the smell, if you could smell it, it smells absolutely gorgeous. And I can see that it's starting to change color, become a bit translucent. That's the onions. And I'll show you one trick if you want to caramelize the onions a lot quicker. All you do is just sprinkle a little bit of salt, because what that does is it draws out the moisture from the onions. But you've got to remember that you've done that when you're adding your salt to season to taste, because you certainly don't want this root to get too salty. So you can see they're really starting to caramelize. That's so quick, and that's because I added a little bit of salt. And you can see that the cardamom pods are expanding, so they're a lot bigger than they were. And again, that just shows you that they're really, you know, they getting ready to be cooking. And it smells absolutely wonderful. So we're almost done with the onions. Right, so you can see that they're caramelizing already. I think it just needs another 30 seconds to go and it will be ready. So the next thing is this. I'm gonna add just half a teaspoon of garlic. I'm not gonna add too much this time because it's only 1 can of chickpeas. So that's about half a teaspoon. And then it goes. And then we're just going to fry the garlic, so cook the garlic. So you need to, kind of swish this around because garlic can burn quite quickly and you really don't want that. And then I'm going to add some ginger. So I'm just going to add about a third or a quarter teaspoon of ginger, not too much. That as well. So by doing this, you're actually making the ginger and the garlic sweeten up, and that's going to make the food taste a heck of a lot better. So, oh, that looks great already. And then the next step, I'll be adding tomatoes. I already have some tomatoes open, so I'm not going to open a new can, and I'm just going to add about a quarter can of tomatoes. And that goes. And then we just cook that. And I like smashing the tomatoes rather than leave them as chunks. Like so. I think it just makes the sauce better. If you prefer them chunky, you know, that's you. That's the wonderful thing about cooking, that you can actually tweak things to your taste. You don't have to follow everything to the letter. Cooking is not quite like baking, which is, you know, a lot trickier and depends very much on the science and measurements. You have a lot more flexibility and leeway with cooking. So I know that the tomatoes are getting ready where they're changing color, so we'll turn a little darker. And I'm going to just turn the heat up. And then we're going to add the rest of the spices. And this is my curry powder. So I'm going to put in about a teaspoon. You know, I like my food quite spicy, so put in a teaspoon of that mixture. And don't forget, because it's a mixture, you're not going to get like a full teaspoon of chili or a full teaspoon of everything else. So it's just, you know, in proportion. But it's going to taste wonderful. And if you can see that already, the tomatoes are changing color, that means the sauce is almost ready. So if you were to use dried chickpeas, you would cook them first and then just wait until, you know, the point that I'll be adding the canned chickpeas. The process isn't any different just because you use them dried chickpeas. The only difference is you are not cooking them yourself when you buy canned ones. And that looks and smells absolutely amazing. You see the cardamom pods, they swell up as well. You know, once they've got the moisture and the heat and everything, they actually do swell as well. So I'm just going to leave that to cook for about a minute. And I've already drained the chickpeas, so they're ready to go as soon as the sauce is ready. And I'm just allowing the spices to cook, release the taste, the flavor, and the aroma. You do need to allow the spices to cook, otherwise they don't taste very nice and they may actually be quite bitter. So you need to make sure that they're cooked, properly cooked thoroughly. And they release their flavors best when they cook in oil and not water. So that's looking good. So great, it is time to add the chickpeas. Have a quick look to make sure they're all okay, you know, before you mix everything up. Mine are okay. So I'm just going to mix everything in now. So there's a little bit of water from the can, which is fine because it will help create a little bit of gravy. I'm actually going to put a little bit more because I'm going to allow the chickpeas to cook a little bit longer because I like them quite mushy. If you don't like them mushy, then you don't need to add more water, but you do need to turn the heat down because otherwise they'll burn. So the slow heating will allow it to cook and without burning. So what I'm going to do now, first of all, just to let the spices you know, kind of infuse into the chickpeas, I'm going to let that cook for a little while before I start thinking about adding water. What I'm actually going to do now is cover that and let that cook for about a minute. In the meantime, I'll just start putting things away. I don't know about you, but I'm the sort of person who likes to put things away as I'm going, because I just don't want to come back to a really messy kitchen. So that's all going okay. And what I'm going to do now is just add a little bit of salt. Remember, we'll put in a little bit of salt to the speed of the caramelization, so not a lot needs to go in. And I naturally don't like a lot of salt in my food. I like to taste the food and the spices, and if the food is too salty, you know, I think it just defeats the whole purpose and all your hard work will be for nothing. So as you can see, doing really nicely. So if you were going to eat this with, let's say, chapatis or naan bread, or just bread or something dry like that, then you could actually, this would be ready. What you just do, just cover the pan again, let it simmer for another couple of minutes, and then that'll be ready for you to eat. But because I'm going to have mine with rice, I'm going to add in about a couple tablespoons of water, not too much, and then just stir that around, mix that nicely, and then what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to cover that and let it simmer for about 5-10 minutes. So I'll come back once the chickpea curry is ready, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Okay. So this is the end result, and it looks and smells amazing. I'm so happy with the result, and I'm just gonna have a little taste, making sure that I avoid the clothes. It smells and tastes delicious. So this is it, guys. Such a simple, quick recipe that, you know, it's got lots of goodness in it. Chickpeas are very beneficial for a whole lot of things. You know, you can look them up, but they've got, you know, really great source of protein, and it's just really flavorful. I love chickpeas. So the chickpeas are not just for hummus, guys. You can make a chickpea curry following my recipe. What you need to do now is to take out the cinnamon bark and the cardamom pods and the cloves. I always take them out before I serve. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you enjoy the recipe. So if you do make it, let me know. Comment in the comment section below. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. That will really help to support my channel. And I hope you come back for more videos. Feel free to watch my other videos. I share a whole range of things, including, you know, kind of silly dances, and, you know, just anything that I come across which I think will be interesting. But I have a lot more in store for you, and I think I'm going to do a lot more cooking because I love cooking, very passionate about it. So you'll see a lot more recipes, and I'm going to try and share recipes which are very versatile, which can be enjoyed by a whole range of people. So until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. See you soon. Bye for now.